From the streets of Brooklyn to becoming the youngest heavyweight champion ever, Mike Tyson's story is one of raw power, fearsome dominance, and ultimate redemption. In this episode of Meet Our Sport Goats, we dig into the intensity, struggles, and comeback that defined Tyson's life and legacy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Let's step into the ring. Before the world feared his knockout punch, Tyson was a troubled kid with a fierce spirit and unstoppable drive. This is the story of Mike Tyson: power, fear, and redemption. Who is Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson was far more than just a boxing champion. He was a true force of nature, a whirlwind of raw power and intensity that left an indelible mark on the sport. Known around the world as Iron Mike, Tyson combined explosive strength, lightning-fast speed, and an intimidating, almost terrifying presence inside the ring. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight, his name became synonymous with ferocity, relentless aggression, and a knockout power so devastating that opponents often didn't last past the opening rounds. Tyson's style was brutal and overwhelming, making him one of the most feared and dominant fighters in the history of boxing, feared by his rivals and adored by fans worldwide for his unmatched ability to finish fights with sheer force. Childhood and early life. Michael Gerard Tyson was born on June 30, 1966, in the tough and unforgiving neighborhoods of Brooklyn, New York. His early years were anything but easy, marked by poverty, instability, and a world filled with crime and violence. Tyson grew up in a chaotic environment where survival often meant navigating danger at every turn. As a young boy, he faced numerous hardships, including the absence of a stable family structure and exposure to negative influences that could have easily derailed his future. By the time he was 13, Tyson's life was on a precarious edge. He had already been arrested more than 30 times for a variety of juvenile offenses, and many saw him as a lost cause caught in a cycle of trouble. However, Tyson's story took a pivotal and inspiring turn when he was sent to a juvenile detention center. It was in this unlikely setting that he encountered Cus D'Amato, a legendary boxing trainer and mentor whose impact on Tyson's life would be profound and life-changing. Cus saw beyond Tyson's rough exterior and recognized the extraordinary raw power, athleticism, and untapped potential that lay within the troubled young boy. Believing in Tyson's ability to rise above his circumstances, Cus took him under his wing, not just as a coach, but as a guardian, mentor, and surrogate father figure. Under Cus D'Amato's strict but nurturing guidance, Tyson began to learn the discipline, focus, and mental toughness necessary to channel his aggression and talent into something extraordinary. Cus taught him the technical skills of boxing, but perhaps more importantly, the psychological strategies that would help him dominate inside the ring. Tyson absorbed lessons in patience, control, and the mindset of a champion, transforming from a reckless youth into a disciplined athlete with a singular purpose. This mentorship was the foundation upon which Tyson would build his legendary career, turning his raw talent and turbulent past into a historic rise that captured the world's attention. Career and achievements. Mike Tyson's ascent in the boxing world was nothing short of meteoric and fiercely intense. At the astonishingly young age of 20, Tyson etched his name into history by becoming the youngest heavyweight champion ever, shattering previous records and expectations. His rise was fueled by an extraordinary combination of raw power, speed, and relentless aggression that overwhelmed opponents before they even had a chance to respond. Tyson's knockout ability was legendary. Out of 50 professional fights, he scored an incredible 44 knockouts, boasting one of the highest knockout percentages in boxing history. This ferocity inside the ring made him a nightmare for any challenger. Tyson didn't just win titles, he dominated them. He simultaneously held the prestigious WBC, WBA, and IBF heavyweight championships, unifying the belts and becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. His fighting style was marked by a ferocious, aggressive approach that prioritized rapid, overwhelming attacks. First-round knockouts became a hallmark of his reign, and the mere mention of his name was enough to strike fear into the hearts of opponents and fans alike. Throughout the late 1980s, Mike Tyson transcended the sport of boxing, he became a global cultural phenomenon. His explosive power, intimidating presence, and fierce competitiveness captivated audiences around the world, making him one of the most recognizable and influential athletes of his generation. The GOAT mentality. Mike Tyson's mindset was shaped and tempered through a lifetime of adversity, hardship, and relentless determination. It was a mindset forged in the fires of struggle and fueled by an obsessive hunger to prove himself. Tyson famously captured this brutal reality when he said, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched to the mouth," reflecting his belief in mental toughness and the need to adapt under pressure. Central to his approach was a deep commitment to discipline, which he described as doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. This mentality drove him to push through pain, fear, and doubt, training harder and smarter than many of his peers. Though Tyson was never the biggest heavyweight in the ring, he was arguably the most ferocious and intimidating. His preparation was meticulous. He studied his opponents in detail, analyzing their weaknesses and tendencies with a keen eye. He trained relentlessly, perfecting every aspect of his technique, footwork, and power delivery. More than just raw aggression, Tyson's fighting style was backed by a strategic mind focused on domination and control from the opening bell. Beneath the fiery exterior was a student of boxing, someone deeply devoted to mastering the sport. His intense desire to be the absolute best, to leave no doubt about his supremacy, propelled him to heights that few athletes have ever reached. Life beyond the ring. Mike Tyson's life journey was far more complex than just his victories inside the boxing ring. While he achieved unparalleled success as a fighter, his path was also marked by intense turbulence and personal struggles. Tyson faced traumatic falls from grace. He lost his heavyweight titles amid controversial fights, served time in prison, battled with addiction and mental health issues, and endured moments of profound hardship that pushed him to his lowest points. These dark chapters tested him in ways that went far beyond physical challenges, exposing the vulnerabilities behind his fierce public persona. Yet, Tyson's story is ultimately one of remarkable redemption and transformation. Despite the setbacks, he made a conscious decision to confront his demons head-on. Through therapy, spiritual exploration, and self-reflection, Tyson gradually found a path to inner peace and healing. Legacy and what's next? Mike Tyson redefined what it means to be a heavyweight champion, not just through skill, but through sheer presence and intensity. He transformed fear into a weapon, pain into power, and his troubled past into a source of purpose. His legacy transcends his boxing record. It is about how far he has come, the battles he has faced, and the resilience he continues to embody. If Tyson's story moved you, smash that like button, subscribe, and comment below. Strength through struggle. Mike showed that even the fiercest warriors face battles outside the ring, and redemption is possible. Want more GOAT stories? Let us know who's next. Ali? Serena? Federer? Drop your pick in the comments. See you in the next video.